Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. Yes, we have another premiere. Okay, look, I told y'all I can't be live as much, so I'm posting a whole bunch of premieres. You have to come to the channel to see what I got going on around here. Okay, and this is a watch along. Yep, a watch along don't have to be live, but my antics will always be very antics. Okay, look, y'all know that Courtney gets on most people's nerves. Okay? And Courtney round here, honey, doing interviews, speaking as if she knows everything about everybody on the show. So I said, let's do a watch along. It is 11:25 p.m. right now. I could have did a late night snitching session, but I was like, girl, no, let the members see it first. Okay, and then let your regular JayBirds see it later on Tuesday. Okay, look, this is a whole watch along or whatever. With that, y'all know what that means. We're gonna be watching, pausing my commentary. If you want to see Courtney's whole interview, go find it elsewhere. Okay, now look, please do a couple things for me. Okay, like the video. Make sure to comment in the comment section. Share the video. Okay, like, comment, share. Oh, subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, and dot. Okay, you can follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and Tick of the Top. Okay, now look, I'll probably be live tonight, Tuesday night. It's Monday right now, but on Tuesday night I will probably be live at around 9 p.m. But still, come around my channel, y'all. Cut on y'all notifications because I am posting a lot of premieres and videos without being live to push out content. Because I have to push out more content because I'm slacking. You hear me? But uh, Courtney around here, and I don't want to say I don't like Courtney, but I don't like Courtney. Courtney is aggravating in the aspect of she come in like she know everything, and I don't like it. Okay, I feel like Courtney was a fan of the show, has always been a fan of the show, have always probably been around these ladies and wanted to be on the show. And that's based on things she said in this interview. Okay, and her and this fake, cousinship, I don't like it. Okay, I don't like it. Now, even though typically I'm not on camera for premieres, hi. It's been a minute, y'all, since I've been on camera since last week. Wednesday is currently Monday. Hi, Detroit versus everybody and whatnot, okay? But it's a watch along, so sometimes I gotta see my face or whatever, okay? Now, look, don't forget. The housewife review is up on my channel. Go watch it, okay? Love after lockup, life after lockup, love during lockup, the series of it all. I'm reviewing the show. It's on my channel, okay? Even Sheree and Sonya up here fussing and arguing where it's at. It's on my channel. Again, if y'all don't know, now you know. There's content on my channel that is not a lie. I've been doing too many lives. I made y'all be used to me only being live. No. Now there are also premieres and the regular videos too. Okay, so go watch. Now, this right here, though, the Courtney of it all, the Courtney of it all. Courtney, in my opinion, is trying her best, the best, to get herself on next season. Okay, let me pick at people, which is gonna make them respond to me, and that's gonna force Bravo to give me a peach or a wine glass, a EBT card, some weed glue. They're gonna let me hold something. Courtney trying her best to get Bravo to let her hold anything. Let her hold Kenya's shoe. Let her hold Drew wig. Let her hold Candy's peach. Let her hold Marlo's I don't know what Marlo got. I don't know nothing. Just let her hold Sheree's, booby tape. Let her hold wherever she can hold to hold on to her spot on this show. Get out my face. And I've seen Candy say that, even though Courtney ain't her, cup of tea or whatever, she don't matter her on the show. because she's not afraid to say what she wants. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with new cast members not being afraid to speak their piece, to fuss with other people. But I always feel like it has to be for a reason and not for a storyline, not for attention. And Courtney is giving me I need attention vibes. I want attention vibes. And I'm like, ma'am, we don't want you here. We don't need you here if your only antics are going to be antics. Okay? Look, even her beef with Candy in the beginning, it was for the show. It was to get noticed. Okay? Let me calm down. Let me calm down. If Courtney came off more authentic, I would not have an issue with Courtney. But I was like, ma'am, no. You get on my nerves. You get on a lot of folks' nerves because you are doing things for attention. It does not seem authentic at all. And I'm like, go sit down somewhere. Go sit down over there. Go have a seat. Go have a seat, and we don't want you to stadium. Go have a seat in. I don't have to be so third stadium. Go have a seat in. How are you gonna talk about Drew and Ralph's marriage? You don't know them people. Courtney comes off like a fan who got booked on the show, and now she's giving opinions in this interview as a fan who don't like Drew. And this is not me caping for Drew, because y'all Drew be lying. Drew be lying. But Drew also isn't the only person in that marriage who's on some fugazi bullshit. You hear me? So I feel like let's watch. Let's get to watching, okay? Now look, don't forget, like the video, comment in the comment section, share the video, and follow me where? Everywhere. Now, she was on, and by she, I mean Courtney. Courtney was around here interviewing. She was on a podcast called Behind the Velvet Rope Podcast. I don't know them people or whatever, but I watched it. Now, let me warn y'all, I sped up her voice because I didn't feel like sitting through 45 minutes of talking. So it's sped up. If you're watching this, you can slow down how fast it goes to not have it be so fast. You know, it's chipmunk a little bit. Okay, because she was talking kind of slow. And I'm like, the 45, look, the 40, it was like 48 minutes. The 48 minutes of talk, I got it down to 25 minutes. Okay, so let's listen. And again, you can slow it down on your end how you hear it. I sped it up because I can understand what's being said. Okay, let's go.
How do you feel about, your friend Sheree,
Now he talks faster than she does, but whatever.
we see Martel this season, how do you think of what do you think of Sheree and Martel?
I think that Sheree and Martel, I think that relationship is fun. And I have been around them with the cameras off quite a bit. And they just have fun together. And I think that Sheree is very clear on, I'm just here to have fun and figure it out at this point.
And I feel like, look, okay, I'm not doubting that Sheree and Martel had maybe been around Courtney. I'm calling her country because she's country to me, okay? Meaning, and that's not anything negative or whatever, but I feel like she is all the way over there. She's over there, down there in the country, okay? Just where? Over there? Over where? In the country, okay? So, cousin country commenting about Sheree and Martel. I feel like because we've seen Martel, his antics, how he go, how he act, how he treats the women around him, and all the ins and out of what happened with him, since he was on Love Marriage. The fact that Sheree tries to portray him as this great guy who treats her amazingly well, you know what I'm saying? And he's just so great. I'm like, but we see the B of the S playing out in real time on social media, on their show. Okay, the fact that Martel doesn't claim her, and they're having fun. They both, Sheree too old to be having fun. And now look, if Sheree just around here trying to get some pee, okay? That's on her. If she just wants some DICK, that's on her. That's cool. But I feel like when you around here just banking somebody for banking purposes, don't make it seem like it's a relationship. It's a bangation, okay? If you and Martell is a bangation, if your contract is for dick and dick alone, that's cool. But making it seem as if they're having fun. They're shut up, lion. Be quiet. Martell can't be trusted, and neither can Sheree.
And so the way she's smiling, as long as she's smiling and happy, I'm here for it. I don't think Sheree's necessarily planning to marry Martel tomorrow. Like, I don't think that's her long-term strategy. So he's cute, he's funny, he's a Capricorn.
He's in shape.
He's in shape, he has nice teeth, and he treats her well. And I think that I'm just happy for her.
And Sheree always smiling. Sheree smiled through Bob Whitfield, the drama. Sheree smiled through being a little bit homeless with the house. That took forever to build. Sheree smiled through her kids sleeping on air mattresses or whatever. Sheree smiled through She by Sheree being a 14, 15, 16-year brand that don't produce any results. Sheree smiles through it all. Sheree smiles through the B of the S. I still want some authentic Sheree. And the fact that Sheree just does not even acknowledge all of the negative press and the negative attention surrounding Martell, but talks as if none of it is happening. Oh, he just happens to live in Huntsville. So we can't be together all the time, okay? But when we're together, it's great. It's great. It's for the show.
Do you think, I mean, I guess if she's not looking to get married, it doesn't matter. Like we watch Love.
Tomorrow. Like, yeah. I don't think she's like, oh, I'm dating Martel in this moment to get married to him. He just, went through divorce not long ago. He has a lot of young kids. Like, that's not necessarily probably, and I'm not putting words in her mouth, but it's probably not what she's signing up for long term.
No.
So again, I'm a fan of the show. I'm now on the show. And I'm telling you what Sheree telling me on the show because I like the show. I've been watching the show. Why would anybody in their 50s start dating somebody who they don't plan to be with? Sheree was trying to make a life with Prison Tyrone. Who goes from Prison Tyrone to cheating ass Martell and then say, but I don't want to marry him? But what you doing, Sheree? Getting some dick? Okay.
Well, he did go through a divorce and he does have young kids. We've seen it. We know it. Love and Marriage. We can give another shout out to Carlos King. But I mean, do you think, he has...
Girl, I have a whole live I'm going to do probably on Wednesday night about Carlos, Mona Scott Young, and Shawnee O'Neal, the producers that don't be producing productivity of the Black culture in the right way.
Martel has a bit of a reputation.
He does. And I just, my only advice to her was to judge every day based on how he treats you and how that is. And as long as you're feeling good about how he's treating you and how things are, moving, just have fun with it.
Yep.
See, in the white man who I don't know what the man or whatever, saying how, there's these things about Martell or whatever. And then country ass Courtney gonna say, well, you just have to see how he treats you. You know what I'm saying? And if you're happy, that's like saying, I know the man's in jail for murder, but he ain't murdered me yet, ma'am, but he's a murderer. Okay, when someone has done things to people consistently, it's called a pattern, okay? And if said person ain't had enough time to cut out a pattern, I don't want to be with them. I said when Sheree got with Martell had not evolved enough to even be worthy of Sheree. And Sheree's a beautiful woman. She has her own. She's in a bigger tax bracket than me. I think she's in a bigger tax bracket than me. I don't know, but she deserves better than someone who she's having to hope and pray he won't do what he already did to his recent ex-wife, and not to mention the crazy baby mama who consistently goes on social media saying me and him still banging. I wish I would, not today, not ever.
Makes sense. What about Scotland? We see Marlo. I mean, Marlo has a...
Don't nobody care about Marlo and that man.
Everyone.
Marlo has a man, and I think she's having a lot of fun. And once again, I'm here for it. Listen, I'm a girl that I just want my friends to be happy. And if being in love is what you want, be in love, enjoy it. when it's working, and if it doesn't work anymore, it's okay. We all date. And so I'm not going to judge because I've had some not great relationships and I've had some amazing ones.
We don't care.
And I think we all have to go through the process and figure out what works for us. So for me, I just want them to be happy. And I think Marlo is happy. I think Scott Lee's hot. I think he's nice. I think he's charming. I think he really likes her, being around the two of them as well. And I'm just here for it.
Y'all think Marlo and that man really get? Look, Marlo has been known to be a person who wants to date men who has money. Look. Marlo is the one who put out the narrative, men need money to date her. Men have to have money to get with her. Marlo put out that stigma about herself, okay? So Scott Lee, who doesn't seem like somebody who has enough money to afford the lifestyle that Marlo out here wants to live, okay? So maybe Marlo will turn over a new leaf and Scott Lee something new. I don't believe it. I believe Marlo dating that man for the show. And it may be or may turn into something real. But once he can afford Marlo, do y'all think Marlo gonna stay?
Maybe she is.
Maybe there'll be some wedding bells in Marlo's future.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be amazing?
I don't know. Marlo has to change and evolve as a person. Like Marlo don't really love herself yet. Marlo still has trauma from her childhood, from her adulthood, hell, from her yesterdayhood that she needs to heal before she marry anybody and ruin their life. Okay, don't let Marlo ruin your life, Scotty. Make sure Marlo is happy and healed before y'all become anything. And that's me one of the best of Marlo, even though I don't like Marlo right now.
You can have it filmed, you have a storyline.
That would be the most over top wedding, probably.
Could you imagine?
No, I really can't.
There'd be lots of changes.
Lots of changes, just over the top everything, and like I said, I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. What about, Kenya? She has this man, and we don't see him. We saw him on a FaceTime.
You guys are buying that?
You think it's a...
Not her saying Kenya got a fake man, but she around here with that man who knocked her up all them years ago. I feel like if you gonna say Kenya is with a fake person, why you bring around that man who's your baby daddy who you not with? Why you keep dragging him around on the show? If Kenya talking to somebody off the show who pops up every once in a while because it's not really serious, why is that an issue? Again, Courtney is a hater, in my opinion.
Fake relationship?
I don't really know. I just think that we saw him promoting his brand, and it appears that Marlo has the relationship with him. I'm not certain. We haven't.
Now, we know Marlo said, because see, that's the B of the S. That's the B of the S. Because to say, well, Marlo's the one who knows him. Marlo was the one who said, well, no, it was one little lunch and it wasn't. Marlo did not say that she know that man. B of the S. B of this. Now, did he bring Kenya food from his restaurant? Yes. He brought her the food. He left. But the fact that they had been hanging around each other off camera, because Kenya and him started talking through Manietta off camera. The pictures of them we've seen together of them doing things was all off camera. And again, I just don't like the fact that Courtney is seemingly trying to make it seem like she know everything. So I just don't like it. I don't like it. Now we look at this stage. Kenya don't have to fake nothing. It's not even in Kenya's best interest to bring on a fake relationship because she's going through divorce and child custody issues with Mark. But Courtney would know that because she's stupid.
Seen him. He popped into Marla's DM. She wasn't that interested, so.
But Marla was the one who said they wanted to date. Marla was the one who said that she posted a story. He replied to the story and they ended up going out. So, girl, again, Courtney don't like Kenya. And I feel like it's because Kenya ignored Courtney all season. Because Courtney was a bugaboo. Courtney was a fan of the show, and Kenya, in my opinion, paid Courtney dust. So Courtney's a scorned little girl who's the big bad. Kenya ignored me. I think because some folk feel like, girl, you are a friend of the show. I don't have to deal with you. Sheree has done that to other people's friend ofs. Sheree did that before. Girl, whatever, girl, bye. People have had tendencies to not want to fuss argue whatever with a friend of, because the friend of sometimes come on and want to fight the big dog. Okay, and that happened. I think that was maybe 2 or 3 seasons. I can't think of who it was, but to me, Courtney is someone who can get paid dust. Can you like I'm not finna for what? Who is she? I don't care. And I think that hurt Courtney's feelings, and now Courtney has it out for Kenya because that's her end. She thinks to being on the show next season.
I guess she was next in line. I don't know. I don't. I mean, it's just giving Kenya's history.
Not Kenya was next in line. Oh, really? Kenya was next in line to date Roy, who had one date with Marlo 5 years ago. Okay.
Do you think that's real?
Well,
Not you.
I don't think you think it's real.
I mean, it just didn't appear that way. If you're dating someone, I saw the scene. He comes in, and it just didn't feel like someone you're that into or that's that into you, right?
Yeah, I mean,
And Manana called him, if I'm not mistaken. So if Sheree and I are kicking it, and my guy's coming that's so hot, that's so into me, and I'm so, loving him, and the sex is so great, like, Sheree is not going to be calling him, talking to him, like, he's...
And Kenya already said her and that man ain't banging. That she like him. He's really, really busy. They're dating friendly like. And that's it. He do know Manetta. He was surprising Kenya on set, which is why Manetta said that he called her to surprise Kenya. So I'm like, again, Courtney is a scorned little girl who Kenya paid dust to, and now she feels like, okay, I'm gonna pick Kenya apart each time I can. I'm just saying.
Gonna come in, scoop me up, swing me around, like, we're just gonna have a good old ass party. And I saw none of that. So you tell me, I have no idea.
well, Nene, back to the same interview, Nene did say that, in the beginning when you used to watch it religiously, like, what?
Why are you asking Courtney about anything Nene said? Courtney ain't on Nene level. Courtney not even a housewife. Courtney is somebody's fake ass cousin on the show interviewing for no good reason. But I'm let it be.
She loved is that it was so real, that it was just
Kenya was on
authentic.
there at that point?
No, she
Oh,
wasn't.
okay.
And then she said, like, when Kenya came on for her, she kind of wasn't, she's like, I'm not really saying it's because of Kenya. I mean, I don't know how else you could take this, but she said that's when people started having fake boyfriends and fake storylines. She specifically said fake boyfriends.
First of all, he's messy. Period. He messy and she messy too.
I can believe that. And, we'll see, but I don't know.
And, well, yeah. And then when Sanya was here with me, she said something about Kenya dating a lot of people. That's not what we've really seen this season.
Yeah, I have no idea. It just did not seem authentic at all for me. And I would rather not bring a man on if it's not a real relationship. Because again, I'm going to show authentically how I'm feeling, what's really happening in my life, right? And so that's just what I think a reality show.
So you think the show should be authentic. Okay.
The basis of it should be reality in the parts of your life that you can show. And it just didn't feel authentic or real to me.
Interesting.
We'll see. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. What about you are...
She's a fan.
I mean, we didn't expect this. You are Ralph's cousin.
How about that?
Let's talk about lies. She wants to talk about, let's be real and have real storylines and real things. Let's get on her and cousin Ralph. Explain the cousinship.
I didn't expect that either.
I mean, right, so I mean, like, we've seen what we've seen on the show, but, like, did you know this? Did you know, like, Drew Sidora and Ralph? And I mean...
Had no idea. Showed up at the party for Ross's birthday, and one of my good girlfriends who actually, I think is Ralph's publicist. She's a publicist, definitely.
So let me get this straight. Okay, so you showed up to Sonya's party, even though you don't know Sonya. Ralph was also there, and now you're going to tell me that Ralph's publicist... that's you too. Let me rewind a little bit, so I can be sure. Ralph publicist what?
Me, and I would rather not bring a man on if it's not a real relationship. Because again, I'm going to show authentically how I'm feeling, what's really happening in my life, right? And so that's just what I think a reality show, the basis of it should be reality in the parts of your life that you can show. And it just didn't feel authentic or real to me.
Interesting.
We'll see. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. What about you are... I mean, we didn't expect this. You are Ralph's cousin.
How about that? I didn't expect that either.
I mean, right, so I mean, like, we've seen what we've seen on the show, but, like, did you know this? Did you know, like, Drew Sidora and Ralph? And I mean...
Had no idea. Showed up at the party for Ross's birthday, and one of my good girlfriends who actually, I think is Ralph's publicist. She's a publicist, definitely Martel's publicist. We're talking.
So one of your good friends is Ralph's publicist, and Ralph happens to be your cousin. Okay, let's talk reality.
And Ralph comes over, she introduces us, and he's like, where are you? Where are you from? I was like, I was born in Baltimore, grew up on the outskirts of Charleston, South Carolina, in a really small town. He's like, where? That's where my family's from. And I was like, well, I grew up in a place called Schulerville. I have 3 aunts that live in Hugie. He was like, Hugie, that's where my grandparents are from. And he's like, what's your family's surname?
I think it's bullshit.
And I said, Kinlock and Richardson. And he's like, Kinlock is my family's name. And I'm like, shut up, because it's a really small town.
Bullshit.
Like a couple hundred people. And we start talking, and then he says the name of the road, which is literally, when I was growing up, it was a dirt road with a couple houses on it. And I was like, you're kidding. And I'm older than him. And he's like, yeah, my cousin Jones. And I'm like, that's my first cousin. Like, that's my dad's sister's son. He's like,
so Jones is your dad's sister's son. So Ralph gonna tell you one of his cousins is your dad's sister's son. Okay, let's see.
Shut up, I grew up in that house with Jones and Amanda. And I'm like, I grew up in that house with Amanda, because Amanda's the older sister. And
so now we have Amanda, who's an older sister. Okay.
That's crazy.
And so we didn't talk about exactly how, but we discovered that we're like laughing, talking. We ended up calling our cousins, of course, a couple days later, and it was crazy. But he actually grew up in New Jersey.
So, okay, Ralph grew up in Jersey.
But his grandparents live right next to my aunt and uncle, and his cousin.
And Ralph's grandparents live next door to your aunt and uncle. So y'all play cousins? Is that what it is? Is it play cousins? See, this white man don't know nothing about black play cousins. A black person would have dug down deep into, say what now? Because it was a sister, a brother. She didn't name every. She just said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In regard to her, she just said grandparent, grandmama, granddaddy, aunt, uncle, brother, cousin, sister. What?
To my cousin, so that was just so funny.
No, it's not fun. Let me rewind. I gotta rewind because I feel like I don't understand.
We ended up calling our cousins, of course, a couple days later, and it was crazy. But he actually grew up in New Jersey. But his grandparents live right next to my aunt and uncle, and his cousins too.
So his grandparents live next door to your aunt and uncle. So to me, what that means is we play cousins. Our families were so close and lived close around each other. We play cousins. This ain't no blood cousin shit.
Cousin, so that was just so funny.
You're literally discovering.
Side, right? So it's my aunt, my dad's sister, and then their dad is related. And I don't remember the exact relation, but
see, I don't know the exact relation. No, I know how all of my cousins are my cousins. I know how my mama, daddy, twin sister, daughters are my cousins. Okay? The same way, my birth father's brother kids are my cousins. Okay? Even how my mama brother kids are my second cousins. Okay? Now my mama brother kids are my first cousins. You know what I'm saying? And then their kids are my second cousins, okay? And then their kids are my third cousins. You know what I'm saying? But ain't no black person gonna say, I don't know exactly how we're related, but we are. That means y'all not related. Because his brothers and cousins and uncles and aunts live next door to my grandparents' sister-in-law's cousin, Tracy, down the hall from the mall. Girl, bye.
Her dad is like closely related to Ralph's family.
Again, let me rewind. Because I need y'all to see she lying.
My cousin, so that was just so funny.
You're literally discovering.
Side, right? So it's my aunt, my dad's sister, and then their dad is related. And I don't remember the exact relation, but their dad is like closely related to Ralph's family.
So somebody daddy is closely related to us. A bullshit. No, ma'am.
I just felt like, ma'am, you are reaching.
Because y'all my cousins at the all. Okay, just stop it.
You are discovering family members through being on this reality show.
Yeah,
that's literally insane.
So was that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is honestly insane to me. Well,
when we see in a season or two that Drew and Ralph are divorced and Ralph is now dating Courtney because they're not really cousins. Because why out of all the people, you got Drew who ain't at Sonya's husband's birthday party, Ralph is there with his female publicist who was good friends with Courtney, and then him and Courtney struck up a conversation about family. Missy, how y'all do that with the music playing? Why was Ralph talking to her so long? Miss me with the bullshit.
Your cousin, Ralph, we've picked cameras back up during the season. Like, were you shocked to hear about the divorce? No.
Why would she be shocked? She don't know them. How can, if somebody told me today, you cousins with, you know who my cousin? Ashley from, I'm making up stuff. Ashley from Chicago, who does you, that's your cousin, is that? Wow. And then someone say, is you shocked that Ashley won the lottery and then left Chicago? Why would I be shocked? I don't know her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why would she be shocked about a stranger who she wasn't raised with, who she did not know until a couple months ago, about them divorcing? Unless you're a fan of the show and feel some kind of way as a viewer.
That's not true.
I can't say that I was shocked, no.
I personally wasn't shocked, but other people were.
No fan of the show was shocked. No fans of the show was shocked. Her perspective is that of a fan and what she learned in the 4 months she talked to them on the show. And not even talked to them. It seemed like she was mostly talking to Ralph.
I was shocked about the reason behind the divorce, but definitely not shocked about the fact that they were getting divorced.
How would you know the reason?
And the reason being?
I think I can't talk about it yet. I think it'll play out. Keep watching.
Well,
it's only 2 episodes left, ma'am.
We've seen some coming attractions.
Okay.
Which we'll get into.
Who smiles about a divorce? Why she smiling? Why she smiling, y'all? It's because she won't Ralph.
In a second, why weren't you shocked? Like, why weren't you shocked?
Because Ralph and I had gotten pretty close.
Ralph and you got pretty close. You don't say. So Ralph did not get close to Mangetta's husband, Heath, who was on the show. He did not get close to Ross, who was on the show. He didn't get closer to Todd, who's on the show. Ralph got close to the cousin Courtney of the imaginary family tree clan. And now Courtney is around here. She's going to be the spokesperson in defense of Ralph Pittman.
Through our just discovering that we were a family, and I was genuinely trying to establish a relationship with Drew that was authentic, and it was very challenging. And some of the things.
Oh, it was easy for you to get to know Ralph, but it was challenging for you to get to know Drew.
Things that I had heard the other women say about Drew I was starting to experience those things for myself.
Oh, so other people told you things. What other people? That could only be Marlo, Sheree, and Celia. Oh, the Sanderson sisters. Okay, the alliance of it all. Girl. But she said how Kenya in her dating thing ain't authentic, and she only lives an authentic life. Lies, Courtney tells.
And I realized a lot of the depiction of Ralph from Tampa, like when I learned about what happened in Tampa and how certain things were filmed that, of course, never aired, and Drew knew where he was, and they were actually on the verge of getting divorced then, which is why he was in Tampa, and Drew knew where he was. And I was
like, you hear that? Let's rewind. Now we find out that Ralph was out here confiding in cousin Courtney, someone he just met. So a long lost, never related relative is who Ralph chose to confide in about his wife, who she's on the show with. And we all know that people love ammunition for the show. So Ralph, who has been dogging Drew and embarrassing Drew and being a horrible husband, sat and confided and told Courtney all the secrets of him and Drew's marriage in the 4 months he's known her.
And the reason being?
I think I can't talk about it yet. I think it'll play out. Keep watching.
Well, we've seen some coming attractions.
Okay.
Which we'll get into in a second, why weren't you shocked? Like, why weren't you shocked?
Because Ralph and I had gotten pretty close. Through our just discovering that we were a family, and I was genuinely trying to establish a relationship with Drew that was authentic, and it was very challenging.
Shut up! That is so stupid.
I was starting to experience those things for myself. And I realized a lot of the depiction of Ralph from Tampa, like when I learned about what happened in Tampa and how certain things were filmed that, of course, never aired, and Drew knew where he was, and they were actually on the verge of getting divorced then, which is why he was in Tampa, and Drew knew where he was.
So her saying from there, because this is Drew and Ralph's third season, so she's saying 3 years ago, when she did not know Drew nor Ralph, that Ralph then told her the truth. Ralph told her the truth. That Drew knew where I was. We was about to get divorced then. Drew knew where I was. I didn't disappear to Tampa. Now, that Tampa situation, which happened that first season, even Ralph, even if Drew knew where he was, why didn't Ralph ever say that?
I was like, Ralph, why were you okay with running with that storyline? And he was like, well, Drew thought it would be good for the camera. I don't think she realized how negatively it was going to affect me. And he's talking to me. I was like, really? And so just as he's talking to me, I'm like, I just can't imagine being married to someone, or just Bryce and I co-parenting Jayla, and me doing something on national TV that's going to destroy his reputation.
So Ralph told you it was Drew's idea to have this storyline of him disappearing to Tampa. And he played along with it all the time. So who idea was it for Ralph to be the asshole he was? Because outside of the Tampa situation, Ralph's reputation and how we see him ain't even based on Tampa. It's based on Ralph. But for her to then say, I can't imagine, because me co-parenting with that man who I'm not with no more, and it already wrong. I can imagine, doing anything on TV to like negatively affect him. I was like, not you believing Ralph over Drew, because in my opinion, if Ralph knew what was going on with Drew, Ralph's a liar too. If Drew a liar, so was Ralph. He went along with the lie for 3 seasons. For why? If y'all were getting divorced, if you left and went to Tampa because y'all was going to get divorced, and Drew knew all of this, you then came back and for all these years had been acting like y'all the girl, that means he is just as conniving as Drew. So what aggravates me is the fact that Drew was possibly a liar. It's the fact that, let's throw Drew up under the bus and make Ralph out to be the victim. Oh, Drew was out here making him look bad. No, Ralph is making Ralph look bad. You looking thirsty like a pick-me-ass person. I was almost going to say a BIE, but I caught myself.
Because that's her father forever. So you've got these kids, and you really thought that was a great storyline to run with. And then I started to learn more and more, and I really couldn't believe some of the things that was happening in that marriage. So I am not here to it's gonna all come out. So
the fact that Ralph, this is the gotcha. The fact that Ralph chose to allegedly tell Courtney all these things about his marriage. Courtney is a fucking stranger. Had Ralph told these things to Todd, who he's known for a couple years, had Ralph told these things to people he knew, that would make sense. You don't know Courtney. So why is it you and Courtney got so close while you were going through a divorce or going through hard times with your wife? And then for Courtney to be on here like, oh, as a parent, that's their father. What kind of, that's questioning Drew as a mother.
Like I said, stay tuned, but you're going to be pleasantly surprised. And I think before, when I was watching seasons before, I was like, Ralph is an asshole.
As you watched the season before, you didn't like Ralph, and now you do.
Right? And now that I know everything, I'm like,
how do you know more than anybody else on the show? So let me get this straight. They've been filming these shows. Ralph been hanging out with everybody else. He confided in you. And you not on this white man's podcast trying to embarrass, air out, and humiliate Drew as a liar, when clearly Ralph's a liar too.
Very interesting.
Well, yeah, that is what's starting to happen. But so when this whole thing happened, because that was Drew and Ralph's first season, she knew the whole time where he was in Tampa.
Yes. And there were, from what I understand, they filmed some of that, but
So they filmed in Tampa. They filmed Drew knowing, but Ralph has never came out and said, yeah, Drew knew. Yeah, it's not real. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But Courtney is going to be the outer of girl.
went with the storyline, not knowing it would go as far as it went.
Right, they went with the storyline that he went to the stripper capital of the world, which is Tampa, which I never knew until
I knew that. I lived in Tampa.
You did?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that. And so she really knew, but somehow it was edited for the storyline of she didn't know where he was, even though she knew.
And
Again, let's paint Drew out to be the culprit, because Drew knew what producers would do. Drew was a newbie to reality TV. How would Drew know what the producers would cut and edit and paste? Drew couldn't get them to give her a good edit. But Drew had this elaborate plan to fool the producers, because she knew they would cut out that she knew where he was. Miss me with the bull stuff, girl.
she said to him, Ralph, this is for TV. This isn't our real life. Yeah.
So, is it safe to say that Ralph got tired of Drew's wanting her moment in the spotlight?
I think it's a lot more complex than that. And I think that when you're in love with somebody, because I think that Ralph loves Drew.
When? Where? How does he love Drew? That right there show you Courtney full of shit.
I think that sometimes you can be a little naive. And I think, especially on this platform, because there is this image to uphold, and there are these storylines, and you have to come with a juicy storyline. And I think that Drew loves to self-produce her scenes, and yada, yada, yada. And
I mean, really? The person who was fussing with Candy about asking if anyone knew Candy is saying that Drew was out here producing her own scenes when Courtney was around here producing, beefing with Candy. I just want everybody to understand this lady crazy. I want to say that.
I think the lines may have gotten blurred in that marriage between reality television and the core and the foundation of a real, loving, supportive relationship with young children involved. And I think
But you just said that Ralph said that they were already getting divorced in the beginning. If you said that Ralph was already in Tampa before the show was airing, it wasn't a loving marriage, because Ralph said they were already about to get divorced. So what loving marriage? What could have been skewed? What? So Drew was confused, even though you're saying Ralph told you at the beginning of their time on the show they were already headed for divorce. Okay.
it makes
The math ain't mathing.
me sad, honestly, for those children.
It makes you sad for his children, not Drew's kids. Because let's not forget, Drew has 3 children, one who is not biologically Ralph's, but he's the father. You feel bad for his kids, not their kids, his kids. Okay.
And I just think it's unfortunate, but just stay tuned because it's going to all play out.
It is all going to play out. Do you think that if it wasn't for RHOA, Drew and Ralph might not be getting divorced?
I think there's a possibility. I do know, I can't say how Drew feels about Ralph, but Ralph adores and loves Drew.
How much is Ralph giving you dick or money? Because it's not adding up. If they weren't on the show, they wouldn't be getting divorced. But you said Ralph told you they were already getting divorced, and that's why he was in Tampa. That was the incoming story on the show. So when did he love Drew? When he was cussing her out and saying she don't deserve nothing but a Lunchable? Okay.
I do know that. So much so that he will believe anything. He used to believe anything that Drew said to him.
Do you think he would call off the divorce if Drew called today and said, I've changed my mind?
Well, I don't think it was up to Drew about the divorce.
I was just going to say, I'm making an assumption.
I think technicality was whose lawyer filed first.
Right,
but
right.
I know know that he'd been talking about divorce from Tampa, which was, they were talking about splitting at that point because of him. And
So you see how it's not making no sense? He loves her. He loves her. But you keep saying he was the one who was saying they wanted a divorce. So the math ain't math. You're lying. You're lying. It's like it's stealing.
This ain't stealing. This ain't stealing.
It's stealing lies.
I know that he was the one wanting the divorce. This time, they were working through therapy, and then something happened that became public to Ralph, and he felt betrayed, and then that's what led to finally saying, okay, this might be enough.
And is this something, well, I mean, we've seen it in a mid-season trailer of, she apparently Drew is rumored to have had an affair with this female basketball player, Ty. Allegedly, yes.
Yes, allegedly.
I mean, that is public, and that we've seen with our own eyes when they said still this season. I think we're going to see some more.
Some more. You may actually even see Ty on camera with Drew, which will be interesting.
That'll be interesting. Which, again, this is coming out 2 weeks from now, so, I mean, we might have seen more by the time everyone's listening to this.
So stay tuned.
And, I mean, having nothing to do with that, because it was confusing for a minute from that. Now we have this other, which has nothing to do with that apparently she also kissed LaToya at the bolo night, which we saw 2 seasons ago.
Yes, and apparently that was known, and they had kind of moved forward from that.
Why he asking her stuff and she wasn't there? I don't like him. What's him? Y'all know that man? Do we like that man or no? He making me. Why are you asking her about things when she wasn't there? But you want to know why? Because she's a fan of the show.
But I'm not sure why. The backpedaling and going back to that. You know what? That's not true. I do know why. Because when we were in Portugal, and you'll see that Todd and Candy did this film, and
yes,
it started a conversation about, we were talking about which girls had fun with girls and yada yada, and Drew said that she never had.
Right. So, she never kissed a girl.
She never kissed a girl, and obviously Drew and Candy got into.
Well, I will say, kissing the girl and sleeping with the girl is 2 different things. A long time ago, I did kiss a girl, but it was a friend of mine, and it was some guys being weird, and so we said we were gay, so they would leave us alone, and they said, if you gay, then kiss, and we kissed. It wasn't a big deal, okay? But I've never had sex with a woman, but I've kissed one before. So Drew said I never slept with a woman. That's definitely kissing a woman, but she has kissed a woman.
To a debate because Candy's like, I saw what I saw. You're not going to say I saw it. You're not going to lie on me. And Drew bet on her kids that she'd never kissed a girl at that point. And so that kind of leads up. But
that was a lie because Drew admitted that Drew said on the Housewife reunion that season that, yes, I've kissed the girl, but she was acting as if she never kissed Toya.
Nobody had any inkling that what would unfold just a couple months later.
Right. It's like, I think that's where we got confused for a minute as an audience. It's like her kissing LaToya at the bolo night. LaToya as a girl has totally separate from her allegedly having this rumored affair with Ty, kissing another girl.
Yes.
Who could have predicted?
It was because at Drew's house, she denied it when we were together. We went to Portugal, she continued to deny it.
Right.
And then she shoots this movie, which you will see involves a situation with a girl. And then what happens in her real life, which is art imitating life. Life imitating art. So who would have guessed that?
Wow. Well, I mean, and also,
I don't like Courtney. Ugh.
So leave it to Marlo to come and speak up and say that she filmed the whole thing when she was kissing LaToya. So there's also that we have to. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, right?
You know what? I think Marlo filmed LaToya.
I should have cut it down more, but I did not. But it's okay. I'm gonna keep watching.
Drew, I was there when Marlo actually was filming Drew talking.
It's like 10 minutes left.
Really ill about LaToya because she was trying to make it seem like LaToya was such a liar and such a horrible person for saying that they kissed. And Marlo was recording it because Marlo was like, "Does your friend LaToya know how you feel about her?" So that was something else.
I mean, see,
and let's not look. The way that Drew was talking about LaToya is the same way that Sheree and Marlo be talking about Candy and Kenya. Okay, it's the same way that Saya be sitting around there, not being as positive about other folk when she's with Marlo and Sheree. I feel like Drew was doing the same thing other people have done on the show. The difference is Marlo recorded it and sent it to Toya. Drew sometime need to shut up and stop trying to portray this perfect person. That's her mistake. That's Drew's mistake. Drew ain't perfect and Drew be lying. However, I feel like I don't trust Ralph over Drew. And I don't trust Courtney over no damn body. Okay, I don't trust Courtney not a damn bit, because can't nobody tell me that Ralph all of a sudden gave all this information to Courtney. Now Courtney sitting around here running off her damn mouth. Miss me with the bull of shit. Okay.
This is why you should be learning from this, Courtney. Like season to season, what you've done this season.
But that's why
if this comes out in 2 years, 3
you
years,
just have to be honest. And when, like, sometimes we're drinking and we're filming. You'll see something happen with me and Drew.
This is her first season. It just weirds me out that she talks as if she is a housewife vet who knows all this stuff. The only reason I think she's even involved so much is because she was fussing with Candy. She is all of a sudden Ralph's cousin. We know that in the next episode or two, she's going to be fussing with Kenya. So Courtney came on as a fan, doing what fans do, causing drama.
Which I can't talk about. It's very interesting. I really didn't know what I said. So, I was like, I absolutely did not say something, which I did not say it in that context. And I wasn't even talking about Drew, I don't think. But then I got confused when I saw the clip because it was super unclear. And so we had this scene where I was like, Drew, I really don't know what I said. But if I said this, I'm very sorry. Like,
meaning she was on camera, caught on Drew a bitch, or referring to Drew as a bitch. But saying, I didn't say that. I don't even use the word bitch, and then use the word bitch.
I own it. And she doubled down on, production's like, why did you apologize? Because we have the audio and it's not clear who you're talking about. And I'm like, because I really don't know. I didn't feel like she was, a bitch, because actually Monyetta said that I called Drew a bitch. And I'm talking to Sonya in the scene. And I'm saying, and this bitch, da-da-da-da-da. I don't even know what I'm talking about. We were like laughing and drinking.
It's hard to say. I don't remember what I said yesterday.
But saying this bitch, and like, I will talk to like Sheree and like, this bitch, it's not like saying, oh.
But see, but in the scene, she said, they had her on audio saying, I don't even use the word bitch like that. I don't do that. But now you bitch.
Oh, this person.
I don't trust Courtney.
Drew's a bitch. That was never the context behind it.
Right.
Regardless, it's choppy, it's unclear. If I said it, whatever context, if it was about you, Drew, I am sorry, right?
You're like, I didn't mean it.
Apologize, right? And then I found out later I probably wasn't even talking about her, so then I was real mad at myself, but hey.
You're like, wait a second.
But if I did it, I own it. I'm grown. I'm not perfect. I say things sometimes, but if I say it, I mean it when I say it. I might just not remember.
Listen, it's hard to remember everything that we say.
Right.
Ralph must be then somewhat, I mean, if you're going through a divorce, that's not great, but you must feel somewhat vindicated, because, like, I agree with you. Like, I have this narrative of, like, you hear they're getting a divorce, you think, well, we had Tampa.
Why would anyone feel validated? What? I don't like this man either. He's messy.
We have, like, the chocolate, the assistant, the chocolate magic Mike, and who knows.
Which the chocolate magic Mike, which that has already aired, right?
Yeah, that just aired.
So Ralph was in Vegas for a tech conference, which I knew that because we were friends. We were building a friendship. We were friends.
Oh, y'all were friends. Let's rewind. Are you and Rob building a friendship, or a cousinship, or a family ship? Y'all were friends, not cousins.
Which that has already aired, right?
Yeah, that just aired.
So Ralph was in Vegas for a tech conference, which I knew that because we were friends. We were building a friendship. We were friends, cousin at this point.
Friend cousins. Why is Ralph checking in with Courtney about what he doing and where he going? What sense does that make? Why is Ralph and Courtney having that much conversation? Is Ralph telling the other cousins where he going? Is the family connection that they're connected to, do they know where Ralph gonna be? Do they have Ralph's itinerary? Do they know Ralph is gonna be in Vegas at a tech conference? Why does Courtney know so much?
So when that happened, I was literally like, when I told him, I'm like, what were you? He's like, I was there for work. Drew knew that. He's like, oh, Drew and I were just joking about that. That wasn't real. I'm like, are you kidding me? So when you see it, it looks like it was real, but it was a joke between him and Drew that Drew then brings back to the friend group like he really was doing this, which to me is just not okay.
So Ralph told Courtney, oh no, me and Drew were joking about me being in Vegas and me auditioning for the Chocolate City Dancers. That was a joke between me and Drew. Drew was exaggerating that. That wasn't really me at all. Of course, that was just Drew lying on me. That was no. Again, why is Courtney and Ralph round here having consistent conversations about what Ralph doing, how Ralph doing it, who he doing it with, who he doing it for, what I don't I've never known for a married man to be checking in so much with a distant non-relative and letting her know where he at and what he doing. I ain't never seen that. I ain't never known that. That's the weird shit that they should talk. That's a conversation that should be had.
Oh, so he was never even doing the chocolate.
No, it was
Oh,
a
wow.
joke. Someone said it to him as a joke, and him and you were laughing about it. And she's like, "What are you doing your little Magic Mike thing in Vegas?" And he thought it was funny. And then when he saw it, he was so heartbroken.
Yeah, I mean, you think that's he.
Oh, he was so heartbroken. Oh, he was heartbroken, Courtney. Oh, because he confides in Courtney when he's heartbroken.
First of all, we all know, we picture Vegas. We've all been there. Now you picture that you're on this movie, some woman invited you to audition for Chocolate Magic Mike. We all can imagine what is probably happening there, at least that narrative.
Right. So it was a narrative that she ran with that wasn't even real.
And that can't be innocent. Like, Drew must be, I mean, you can't just be saying this thinking, oh, wait, was that caught on camera? It's producers.
Yeah, I think that up until this point, Ralph might have given her more of a benefit, like saying, well, I know Drew, and, she jokes about a lot of things, but I think now it's super clear.
I think so.
Yeah, to not just Ralph, but the audience as well.
So, right.
That Drew's the culprit. That Drew does it. Ralph's innocent. Ralph is a innocent bystander in Drew's antics. Okay? It's all Drew. Drew did it. Drew's the one who did it. Okay? Ralph didn't do nothing wrong. He's the perfect husband. He's just following. Drew is the mastermind. She's an evil genius. Courtney, shut up.
So there was really no Tampa in terms of, like, he didn't disappear in the stripper, and there was no Chocolate Magic Mike where he went to Vegas. Interesting.
From what he told me. I know he was at a tech conference. He did a live, actually, from the conference. So that's what he was in Vegas for.
So why doesn't he just, I mean, I know, like, technically he's not the housewife. It's like not the tight, like, why don't you just say, oh, this is fake? I don't know. If I were Ralph, I would say that.
You would, right?
I would.
Yeah, you think he might do that on the reunion this year?
I think maybe, yeah.
Maybe. If I was him, I would. I don't know.
I mean, I would, especially if you're getting this divorce and...
Yeah. I think that every housewife, I'm pretty sure everyone has said that Drew's a compulsive liar this season.
Drew's a compulsive liar and Ralph's innocent.
And so far, so I think the audience is starting to pick up on that maybe, and I think maybe he will. I don't know.
Drew and Ralph both lie. That's the T. Okay, that's the T. The T is both Drew and Ralph are liars. Okay, but this whole thing as it's only Drew who be lying, not Ralph. Ralph's innocent. Ralph didn't do nothing. Let's drag Drew. No, they both be lying. They both are in on it.
So what do you think is worse? A compulsive liar, Drew? Or someone who is treating production horribly and basically sucks the life out of a room?
I think someone who treats people horribly and sucks the life out of a room, because I'm not...
Kenya Kenya sucks the life out the room with production.
Sure, if Drew even understands the damage that she does with her lying. I think it's to have a narrative and to double down on storylines fitting the narrative that she's put out there to continue the story on the platform. And I think that she thinks probably that Ralph's supposed to just be like, I'm taking one for the team. This is my life. This is for our family. It's just TV Ralph. But reality TV is different from acting in like a film or a show. Like, you go home and life continues and reputations are ruined to 1 million plus people. So I don't think that's okay, especially for the father of your young kids.
Oh, for the father of your young children. Bad Drew. Bad Drew.
Yeah. I mean, I know she's an actress, but this is not. Maybe she's confused.
I think the lines are blurred a little bit. Like, I like Drew as a person. I think, I don't know.
Do you? Where? When? How? Why?
know why. Like, she's fun, she's lighthearted, but learning, I just think it's a really bad character flaw, honestly.
Do you think this divorce is full steam ahead? It's happening. It's not gonna. We've had lots of other.
Never say never. I'm not sure, but I think that it's a disaster at this point.
Well, that's going to be for an interesting reunion between those two.
I'm sure.
I mean, I don't even know if there's. I mean, if there's a divorce, I don't think we're going to see Ralph.
When this was recorded, because this was pre-recorded. When this was recorded, I think they had not filmed the reunion yet. Courtney was there. This is the bad thing. The fact that this interview was coming out after the reunion, so things Courtney is saying in here, they won't address on the reunion. Look, I hope Candy can't do is speak. I hope Candy had Drew. I need to interview Drew
Anymore. I mean, that's usually what happens.
Yeah, I can't imagine that we would.
So, to me, the reunion is granted. We have.
Carlos King is going to probably try to get Drew on his podcast and ask about this. I'm going to have to watch fucking Carlos King. Oh, my God.
Editing button, so I don't know about all that, but that is, I would just lay it out. That's my advice. Like, this might be your last appearance, Ralph.
I would do. You know what? It's hard. Like, I try not to give him too much advice. You know, when he asks, I do. But I'm like, Ralph, if you love her, I understand that. And it's never.
Oh, so Ralph is consistently asking you for advice. The friend cousin.
Over until it's over, but both people have to want to fix it. And there has to be some level of honesty and trust and respect. Because love is one thing, but love does not carry relationships. If you don't trust and respect somebody, you just can't build anything. So I think, you know, like I said, I try not to give him advice, but I do know that he really loves her, but I think he's very fed up.
Courtney full of shit.
He's very fed up at this point.
I would think so. Yeah. Some people, the cameras and the platform gets bigger than the family. To a lot of people, a lot.
But if the issue started before they were on the show, why are y'all making it seem as if Drew used the show and has now ruined her marriage? Because Courtney was the one who said that Ralph told her he went to Tampa, was in Tampa because he and Drew were getting divorced then. And she knew where he was and why he left. So again, how is Drew using the show and ruining the marriage if you were saying it was already ruined from the beginning?
Unfortunately, be exactly what may have happened here. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It's so unfortunate. And again, especially with young kids, right? Like, because they're going to be able to grow up. And their oldest son now, I know, Ralph told me, like, he will ask questions about stuff because...
Ooh, Courtney. Shut up. Do not speak on them people's kids. Ralph talking to Courtney about the kids is off limits because that oldest son, the one that Ralph did not adopt, talking to Courtney about the son that Ralph refused to adopt is dead ass wrong. Okay? And the fact of the matter is the way they saw Ralph treat their mama will scar them more than anything else. So let's not make it seem like Drew was out here scarring her kids and Ralph is trying to be the goddamn saving grace. Do not speak. Leave them kids be. You should know that as a mother. Your child may be grown, but you use her as the third line too, because you know she using that grown ass daughter as the connection to the baby daddy, because she not dating nobody, so she keep bringing him around. Girl, miss us with the bullshit.
You know, kids talk, and you know the internet is right there, and you know your kids are gonna see this at some point. I just hope that.
Right, so the kids will also see you on the TV show being their daddy cousin, their daddy fake cousin, talking about their mama.
They both keep that in mind.
Well, and like, I mean, Mimi's not here, Portia, Kim's all sick. I mean,
what the fuck does that have to do? Why are you asking Courtney about people on the show who ain't on here with her and people she don't even really know?
Platform, it does end for each person eventually, so you would think you wouldn't want to throw away a happy...
real.
Kind of.
Yeah. I'm not sure how long it's been happy.
Right, and maybe I'm not sure that that's the right
I'm
way.
not sure I would say that, but I think they definitely had genuine...
Can you imagine doing a whole interview where your whole interview was about everybody except yourself? I mean, I'm a YouTuber, so I'm here giving my commentary on stuff, yes. But when a person on a TV show does an interview, does that mean no one cares about nothing that you have going on? Because you talk about Drew and Ralph and Kenya and Sheree. What the fuck? What do you do? I mean, I don't care. I'm just saying.
Love, yeah.
Do you know some of these people? You said you never really do know, like Mimi, Kim, Phaedra.
I've met Mimi a couple times. I've met Phaedra. I don't know. Like, when I say no, like, do I hang out with them? No, I went to Mimi's wedding on television.
I went to Mimi's wedding on television.
Invited to that. Every time I see her, I speak.
I was invited. When I see her, I speak. That means you don't know Mimi. You're a fan. You're a fan. You went to her TV wedding. You're a fan.
You know,
I see Mimi. I'm going to speak too. Hey, Mimi. How you doing, girl? I used to watch you all the time on TV.
It's just always fun, but we're not friends, no.
Would you love for, I mean, I don't think it's a possibility, but would you love for Nene to come back?
Absolutely, yeah. She's like,
come back? She may not even come back. Forget Nene. Will Courtney even be back? Courtney has not earned the right to speak on if Nene will come back. First of all, Nene won't. But girl, keep wishing.
For you to still be there?
Yeah, she's iconic, of course.
Why, if they said next season we are going to upgrade one friend, we have Courtney over here in box A, and over here we have Moneta. We can do Moneta or Courtney, one of these, and I sat down with Moneta last season, but you're here now. So why should we make you a full-time Peach?
We don't want her. We don't want her. We don't want her. We don't want her. Leave Courtney on the corner with her fake cousin.
Hold her over.
You know, honestly, if I'm gonna be
Am I being shady today?
No, I like the friend role.
Yes, you are.
And if I brought a man on, I could have had a Peach this season, and that just wasn't a real, it wasn't real for me.
Oh, wait, let's rewind. If I would have brought a man on, let's see, 1754. She's saying if I had brought a man on, I could have possibly gotten a Peach. But you did bring a man on. You kept bringing that man who you not with.
I sat down with Moneta last season, but you're here now. So why should we make you a full-time Peach holder over?
You know, honestly, if I'm gonna be
Am I being shady today?
No, I like the friend role. And if I brought a man on, I could have had a Peach this season, and that just wasn't a real, it wasn't real for me.
Had I brought a man on, I would have got a Peach. Girl, I don't like Courtney. I feel like Courtney doesn't deserve a Peach because Courtney is a fan of the show. The only reason we're seeing her this season is because she was fussing with Candy. Activated Candy or an activated Kenya will make the show. Period. If Moneta was such a non-factor or whatever, she wouldn't still be a friend of. They're two friends of. Period.
So
most seasons we do have at least two friends of, because Kenya also have her friend Akila. Akila does not have any professional looks, but Akila is also a friend of. Hell, Saya's sister to me is a friend of.
I like the friend role. I'm gonna just be honest. Like, it's kind of cool. Like, I think being a Peach is cool too, but I just, for my life and what's happening, I like being able to have a little more flexibility, and I like the friend role.
Yeah, I guess I'm just making an assumption that you just want a Peach. I shouldn't make that assumption. I mean, I could
have paid a man, I'm sure, or brought somebody on that I wasn't that serious with, but that's not.
Girl, you did. You brought your baby daddy. You brought your baby the same way Marlo keep bringing the damn Scott to do the around, okay? You brought a man around. It didn't stick. Because why she bring her baby daddy? Who don't talk? Who don't look the same number like he did in the 90s? No, we don't want that. We don't want that.
I want to show my authentic life, and a man just was not. I wasn't in a position with a man to do that this season.
Then why did you keep bringing your baby daddy? I'm just wondering.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Moneta has a man though, so I'm not sure why she isn't a Peach already. Because she's
probably the same reason Shamia has a man but ain't a Peach, because some people don't want to be Peach holders. Shamia is also a friend of. So let's not shade Moneta. Let's not shade Moneta. She's a friend of the same way you are a friend of, the same way Shamia has been a friend of, and Shamia has a husband and all that stuff. The same way Marlo was a friend of for years. There have been plenty of friend ofs who have husbands who are friend of the show. So hey, leave Moneta be, bitch.
2 seasons in, she has a man, she has a family, she has all of the things that are required to be a Peach.
In a blended family. We love that. They love that in production.
I'm not sure why.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody flattened her tires, I would be like, Tires are flat. Who cares?
What about, Nene also said, I keep referring to this interview, she said that her and Kim were just, they are
Not you interviewing Courtney about Nene interview with Carlos King. Okay.
the superstars of the show. And she specifically then goes on to say that, Sheree, she's an OG, but she just was never, she doesn't have that star power. And I'm paraphrasing.
I think Sheree's an it girl by all means, and I watched the show because of Sheree, and then started to love Nene. I think they're very different personalities, but I think she was integral and a part of what made that show what it was. Because the audience was broad, because we could all relate to different women. And so there's Nene, who has a certain audience, there's Sheree that has a certain audience, and there's Kim. And I think that Sheree is very relatable to me and a lot of my friends who would actually...
So y'all both fake? Fugazi? Hypocrites? Shady? Deliberately bone collecting the bullshit? I'm just saying that you and Sheree have in common. I mean, both of y'all single. Older children. Still bring around baby daddies for no reason, because at one point Sheree brought Bob around for a storyline. You attempted to bring around your baby daddy for a storyline. It did not work. So I guess I see the resemblance in you and Sheree. The delusion of it all. Did you also have a felon boyfriend? No? Maybe? Yes? I don't know.
Go over to each other's houses and drink wine and watch it, because Sheree was that girl that was super relatable. And then again, after a while, of course, I fell in love with Nene's character and just how authentic and big she was and how she didn't care about the rules. And it was like, I almost felt like Nene's the girl was like, I don't know the rules, so I get to break them and create my own lane, and I love that. But that does not take away from Sheree. I love what she did, what she represented. So I have a difference of opinion there.
I can see all that. And I think Nene's not ever going to come back. That's just my opinion. I think when you sue...
It's hard.
I've said this on this podcast many times. I don't think you can come back. That's just I don't see how.
I haven't followed the story that much. I've seen headlines.
You followed Drew's life. You followed, Kenya's dating life. You found out Ken was trying to figure out who he was. You are so enthralled in this show, but you have not seen. Didn't you say that you like Olivia Pope, that you are a fixer, but you haven't heard about Nene lawsuit? Girl, you be lying too? But you like Sheree.
I have no clue. I don't even know.
She sued and claimed all sorts of things in the lawsuits.
Did she get any money or anything?
Well, it's dismissed, and it's dismissed so that it's dismissed with prejudice, which I think means she can bring it, or without prejudice, whichever the words.
You went to Nene's wedding. When you see her, you speak. But she was let go from the show. You want her to come back, but you have no idea that she sued Bravo. Okay.
Sorry, she can bring it back. Personally, I think
so
that
it could possibly come back.
But I think just my own backstory within my own mind.
Yeah,
I think it went away. I think she was just spending so much money, and then it's just like, let's part ways. I personally don't think she got a penny. That's my opinion. I've said it on here many times. And whether you got it or not, I just don't think once you sue, I don't think you can say,
that's hard.
I want a contract. Right. That's right.
That's where my background is. And
Me too.
That's not even possible.
Right.
Oh, that's your background, but you didn't check into it. Okay.
I think you could do a lot of things. I think when you sue, there's no coming back at that particular company. And my background's in corporate too before this. I've never seen it. I just think a lawsuit's a lawsuit. That's a big deal.
That's
my opinion.
It's unfortunate.
Is there anyone else you would want to work with? Like Portia, Phaedra, Kim, any of these, Claudia Jordan, Kim Fee?
She's a fan. She probably would want to work with all of them. A fan. I want to work with all the Avengers. I want Black Panther. Maybe back T'Challa. Black Panther. Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, Falcon. I want all of them. The Miss Captain Marvel. Pepper Potts in her suit. Widow. What she did, I don't know. I want to work with all the Avengers. Because I love watching the movie. I'm a fan of the show. I'm a fan of the movies, the TV shows on Disney Plus. So of course, Courtney wants to work with all the people she's been watching on TV for years. She's a fan.
I think
Nene and Portia are just, they stand out. They just have big personalities. And I feel like they're both just super authentic people who understood argument, resolution. And
I don't think Portia would like Courtney. I think Portia would feel like Courtney aggravates her. I think Portia would make fun of Courtney's voice. I think Portia would sit there and eat grapes and look at Courtney and say, girl, what? What? Girl, why? Okay. And leave it be.
Just not ever so dark and nasty. So I think both of them would be amazing. I like Phaedra a lot. I think she has a great big personality. She would be fun too. So I think, yeah, there's some options. Anybody that's just not mean and a villain and just want to double down.
Not mean, not a villain. Phaedra came up with a whole concocted lie on Candy. Portia played a part in it and then left the show after fucking found her husband. Nene had her villain era too. The fact, girl, that her is she don't like Kenya.
Out on this, let everything's about me, and you guys can't happen without me. And I think that's what Kenya thinks.
I was just gonna say, you're ready to work with.
Not Kenya. You do know you just described Nene, right? Because Nene feel like the housewives without me and some fake ass housewives. Nene feel like she is David Ruffin, and those are the Temptations. But you want Nene, okay?
Anyone but Kenya.
Pretty much at this point, yeah. She makes it pretty hard.
Do you think so? Like next season, you're back.
Stay tuned this week, and it's
Really?
gonna make a lot more sense after Sunday.
Everyone's gonna start to say, "Here's the Kenya that we remember from the past."
And I go toe to toe. It's fine.
You and Kenya going toe to toe, and even this white man, and I don't know this man. The old Kenya. It aggravates me. Don't bring up what I've done in the past if I don't live there no more. And to me, Courtney seems to be building up and is going to need whatever big blow up happens between her and Kenya, which I heard is supposed to happen, because it's only 2 episodes left, I believe. And then we have the reunion coming up in early September. But I mean, Courtney, shut up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've seen. Listen, this is why you're not afraid to speak up. You've had an issue with Candy. You've moved past it. You're taking it all.
She made up an issue with Candy, and that's how she got more time on the show. Again, I don't mind newbies who stand up for themselves to the other ladies. I want to make that clear. My issue with Courtney is not that, she was beefing with Candy. My issue is she created a beef with Candy for no reason that did not make any sense. And then from that, now she thinks she that bitch, and she's not that bitch. She just is not.
Heavy hitters.
But not intentionally. It's just how it played out.
Lies.
And it's just, it's unfortunate, right? Like, nobody wants to, they're heavy hitters and they have fans because they've been there for years. And so, no one in their right mind goes into a situation like that and wants to. But you're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to, I have a voice and I have opinions, and mine are just as important as yours.
Do you think, like a Candy, or even what's coming up with Kenya, do you think they're shocked? Like, do you think Kenya was then shocked? Kind of like,
sure.
Who are you? This is my show, you're new.
I think she said something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
We seen Kenya say, "Girl, bye. I'm not talking to you. I don't care about you, girl. Whatever." Now that happened in Portugal, so I feel like if this was recorded before the Portugal trip, which I did not review, I didn't care. Still don't. Courtney, dust.
Someone that's not completely broken and mean to every woman because I have deep-seated issues. That's who I am, Kenya.
Do you think there's ever, can you see a world in which you guys might, when she'll say, let's move past this?
If she decided that she wanted to do some internal, it's bigger than me. Like, I'm just.
Now she's diagnosed. Now Kenya is just miserable. So it's bigger. No, maybe Kenya just doesn't like you. It's not bigger than you. She don't like you. Kenya this season has not been mean-spirited or whatever. She just don't like you, bitch. Is really less than Kenya is a person to where it's like Marlo. If she don't like you, she just don't like you. And that's what it is. And to me, Kenya just don't like Courtney. They don't mesh. And it's fine. We can be cordial in the same sense. Bitch, I don't like you. And if you try me, I'm gonna come for you every time.
A face that represents someone that does not buy into her bullshit and her mean girl-ism, right? And I do talk with my hands, and she hates that about me, and I'm fun, and I have a big personality, and
No, you're aggravating. You're aggravating. To me, again, I have no issue with her standing up for herself. I just don't like Courtney as a person.
I have a high-pitched voice, and I love all that stuff about me.
I mean, it's who you are.
I grew up with a very strong mother who loved, supported, nurtured me, a father, so I'm very confident in who I am, right?
That's great. No one wants you to not be confident. Some of us just don't like you. Some folks don't like me. That's cool. But I would not say because someone don't like me, they must have some deep-rooted issue. No, we just don't mesh, and that's cool. Deuces.
Flawed from every which way possible,
Right.
but very confident and always had safe spaces to, talk and voice my opinions and my feelings. And I've always supported the underdog. Like, I just like the underdog.
I like an underdog.
And so,
Is Ralph the underdog? She keeps supporting Ralph.
Always like an underdog.
that is who I am.
Me
And, just seeing the way she handles production, and we just aren't for each other, right? And I think it's mean, and I think there's something deeper than me there, and maybe if she works on that, then it's never too late. Like, I don't
Girl.
take anything too serious. I don't take myself that serious, right? So to me, I go home, I don't even think about it, right? Like, it's,
You're
I
just
talk
like,
to my
whatever.
sister, I'm like, so this happened today, and you're not gonna believe this, and, I pray and I go to bed, and I'm like, let it rock. It's over now. Like, this is not gonna end my life.
What do you think it is? Like, just what? Like, she's just so hurt? Like, from Mark, Jaylee, the divorce?
I think,
life?
Not you about to diagnose somebody who we clearly see you don't like.
we should ask my daughter because she has 2 degrees in psychology, but I think psychology
Did your daughter diagnose you? She could.
101 is that you project sometimes when you're broken and you're triggered in situations, right?
Oh, Kenya's broken. Okay.
Right? And so I think for her, like from the first time I met her, Sheree introduced us, she was cold to me at the party. Before
She don't know you. Like me, if I don't know people, I'm shy, and I say, hey, I don't give people much energy if I don't know them. Cause I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Besides say, hey, and then that's it. Like, hey, oh my, hi, what's your name? Where you from? How old are you? What do you eat for breakfast? No, I'm like, hey, and that's it. And I keep doing what I'm doing. It does not mean it's something more. It means, hey, but you don't get a parade at all. And I feel like Courtney came off as somebody who came in beefing with Candy. And y'all know Candy is number one.
and I got into it. Before Candy and I got into it. Then after we got into it, we sat in this little circle and Kenya tried to dismiss me, but that didn't happen, obviously.
Well, I mean, you're dismissed. Because dismissing to me, this means Kenya don't deal with you. But you're trying to force your way into the group. That's on y'all.
So she's just constantly like a gnat. You ever had a gnat get in your eye?
Yeah.
And it's just super annoying, and you just kind of ignore it, and then you ignore it, and then finally you're like, okay, let me handle the gnat, because
Y'all know she the gnat, right? Y'all know Courtney is the actual gnat. How can you say somebody tried to dismiss you, but they're the gnat? That means she don't want to deal with you. But you keep buzzing around and you won't go away. You're the gnat.
it's not going to go away, unfortunately. So you're going to see me handling the gnat, and it's life.
Did you learn anything about yourself from this experience?
Yeah, I did. What did I learn the most?
That I'm a gnat.
I learned that I really don't like people that are mean to people in positions that can't necessarily fight back or speak for themselves.
So now she wants to paint Kenya as the abusive cast member who's abusive to production, and she's mean to production, and production should hate Kenya.
Right? Which I've always known that, but it really just irks at me. A lot of things I let rock, and I'm pretty even keel, because I just like to be happy and jovial and kind of like, the way that I am. That bothers me quite a bit. And I also think it's interesting how you've got a group of frenemies with really strong personalities, but so many followers. Like, I feel like there's several women, and I'm not going to say who.
Not people have, followers, Marlo, Sheree, Sanya, and you. Bitch.
But they just kind of go with the flow because of who's saying something, even if that doesn't align with their values and their morals. It's like, oh, it's Kenya. It's just Kenya being Kenya. No, that's not really okay. Like,
you really are a gnat for Kenya.
Why is that okay? Like, what does that mean? That doesn't work in the world.
Right.
And so I think I wish how does that affect me? Then I felt like a lot of times I interjected myself probably when I didn't necessarily need to. But I don't like that. Yeah,
I always go for an underdog,
especially
too.
with Marlo.
Yeah.
Not Curtis Marlowe defense. That was the end of it, y'all. Look, I want y'all to know that these people right here, look, Drew is a liar. Okay, Drew has been caught in plenty of lies. But Courtney coming around here trying to play defense attorney for not only for Ralph, but we see also for Marlo. Because to me, Courtney's disdain for Kenya comes because of how Kenya dismisses Marlo. Courtney, stop trying to make fetch happen. And again, I'm gonna reiterate. So no, you just don't like it's kid. No, I don't mind her having an opinion. I don't mind her defending herself. Courtney came in with fake beef with Candy. She now has this issue with Kenya. She's now defending Ralph and making Drew be the only liar in that marriage when they both were liars. If what Ralph said was true, they both been lying for 3 seasons. Let's throw Drew up under the bus. So to me, that's what I do not like about Courtney. Okay, but that's all I have for y'all. Look, I told y'all, Drew's a liar. Ralph's the victim. Kenya's a Gnat. Okay, who paid Courtney to be the defense attorney for Ralph and for Marlo? I'm just wondering. I don't like it. Okay. Now I told y'all before, you have to know there are other reviews on my channel. My Housewife of Atlanta review is up. My love during lockup review is up. My watch along for Sanya versus Sheree is up. And now this, the watch along of fake ass cousin Courtney round here on some bull of the shit. Okay. Now please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Okay. Follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner. Like the video, comment in the comment section, share the video, subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all later. Now, again, remember, if you are a member, all my videos before they premiere for everybody else is always up for y'all first thing in the morning. So when you get up, go look at my channel. It's there for the members, okay? I will talk to y'all later on. I gotta go. Bye.